Hello and welcome to the new series, Dumbass Sidequests. The series where we take on all sorts of video game challenges from the stupidly dumb to the stupidly hard. And our first side quest was brought to me by my brain, where today we're going to try and beat Pokemon Shield with only the Fire-type starter. We'll be doing the other starters later on, but today is all about Scorbunny. Now, obviously we could grind to level 100 on Route 1, then decimate the entire game. So, we're putting in the simple rule of no grinding unless absolutely necessary. This basically means avoiding any battles we can to stay in the expected level range. With all that said and done, let's get started. The start of the game holds no major roadblocks, as it's designed for starting trainers that have no idea what a Pokemon even is. So we're able to beat the first 3 hot battles, gain the ability to Dynamax, text on our phones while Leon shows us the throwing technique, beat Team Yell for the first time, beat Bede for the first time, and go to the first gym. Since we have Scorbunny on our side, the grass-loving Milo is little threat, especially since he only has 2 Pokemon and Scorbunny is built around Murder with high attack stats, complete with looking like an edgy teen since he evolves to Raboot before the first gym. And before you say that's over-leveling, Scorbunny evolves at level 16 and the expected level at this point is level 20, as judged by both Hop's Pokemon after the fight, as well as Milo's Pokemon being at level 20, so no grinding here. However, the next gym leader would prove to be far less of a pushover. Being the second gym leader, Nessa has 3 Pokemon against R1, and even worse, she's a master of the Water type. For those unaware about Pokemon, Water beats Fire, which means we're screwed. Scorbunny's available moveset at this point is Tackle, Growl, Ember, Quick Attack, and Double Kick, none of which are super effective against the Water type. Regardless, I tried my luck and got to her Dreadnought where Max Vortex drowns Raboot in an instant, and as such is our first grind sesh. I retried the fight multiple times, reaching level 27 on just refighting her alone. I tried a variety of strategies. I tried going south and buying a Laxin Sense to make attacks more likely to miss, and it did nothing. I tried replacing Quick Attack with Swift, which we get the TM for, and while I was doing more damage, Dreadnought was still unlivable. I tried doing the Standing Stone side quest to get the Pro Belt, which increases the power of super effective moves. I did this because Double Kick is super effective against Dreadnought, but it still wasn't enough. I tried going down to the docks and using the Shell Bell, but it didn't heal Scorbunny enough. I tried giving Scorbunny the TM for a track, which worked, but not enough to let me win. So, ultimately, I decided to stop tempting the RNG gods and just start grinding. The problem was that Scorbunny didn't have enough HP after the onslaught of Goldeen's Water Pulse and Arikata's Water Jet, which leaves us under half HP in my best attempts using Super Potions. And we have no time to heal as we need to Dynamax for even a chance of surviving Max Vortex. And Max Vortex is used the first turn her Dreadnought comes out. So we just need more HP to work with. Since I was already level 27, I decided to grind up to level 30, hoping that would be enough to finally overcome the Queen of the Sea. And by grinding, I mean eating experience candy I got from doing the Pokemon Dens. I forgot what that was for a second. I'm sorry. But I ate 1 medium candy, which raised him to level 29, and then I meant to eat the small candy, but I fricked up and ended up giving him another medium candy, reaching level 31. So I replaced Swift with the newly learned Headbutt, and after a few more attempts, we were able to beat it. Now that we're 7 levels over, we breeze through the second Bede fight, the second Team Yell fight, the first Marnie fight, and make it to the Fire-type gym leader, Kabu. And this is seemingly problematic. For Kabu's gym challenge, you have to earn 5 points, earning 1 point for fainting a Pokemon, and 2 points for catching a Pokemon. Each wild Pokemon is accompanied by a trainer, and if they deal the last hit, you don't get the point. On top of that, there are only 3 wild Pokemon to choose from: a Vulpix, a Sizzlipede, and a Litwick. And since we're not allowed to catch any new Pokemon, it would seem our first challenge is an absolute fail. Not! While there are only 3 species of wild Pokemon, if you beat up one species, then beat up another, the first species will revive, allowing you to go back and forth. Scorbunny can't do anything to Litwick, so it's best to stick to fighting the Vulpix and Sizzlipede over and over. Personally, I had the most success just defeating the trainer's Pokemon first and taking care of the wild Pokemon after. After brutally fainting what amounts to 10 Pokemon between the wild Pokemon for points and the trainer's Pokemon for comfort, we make it to Kabu. Not having a lot of power points left in my non-fire moves, and no items that let me refill my PP, I failed on my first attempt against Kabu, but came right back and won the second round, winning the fire badge and moving on to Hammerlock, where after listening to a riveting lecture on how Galar gets its power, and taking a look at the tapestries, we move on and breeze our way through the next Team Yell fight, and we meet the next roadblock, Alistair. Alistair is a Ghost-type gym leader, and Cinderace has just one special-type move at this point, being Pyro Ball. And even if I were to go to the move relearner, the only other special move I have at my disposal is Ember. Now, I know this challenge continues in Pokemon Sword, as in that game the Ghost-type gym is replaced with a Fighting-type gym, which would be little issue. There's just one problem. I don't own Pokemon Sword, and I'm too broke to buy Pokemon Sword. And I couldn't find any PowerPoint restoring items. So our only move is a move that only has 5 PP to take out 3 Pokemon. Even though it's actually 4, because I messed up in the script. Even being over-leveled from Nessa, I was starting to have a hard time one-shotting opponents. Regardless, I attempted the gym. And we can't even get past the gym challenge. There are 3 ghost trainers, all of which are unavoidable, and totaling a total of 6 Pokemon. Which was impossible. And so, that left me with little hope. And so I thought it was time for the second Grind Fest. Or not. There is one special move we can easily get without having to grind. We go back to the wild area and talk to the Watt Trader to get TRO2 Flamethrower. Flamethrower has 100% accuracy, 90 power, and most importantly, 15 whole power points for us to abuse. Also, quick note, it was only at this point I decided to look, and yes, another move would have been Electro Ball, also available from the Watt Trader for Nessa. We use it later, but for now, just remember the name of the series is Dumbass Sidequests and not Smart-Ass Sidequests. With our new move, we easily get through Alistair's gym challenge and move on, beating Opal's gym challenge about as easily, as well as the last non-league battle against Bede. Also, congratulations, we are no longer over-level and can stop running from everything we see. We then hit our next literal roadblock in Hop. Hop is loving the idea of experimenting with Pokemon, and one of the Pokemon he swaps in this time is a Snorlax that spams Stockpile. I decided to grab the move I should have gotten when fighting Nessa, Electro Ball, as we continue on to beat Hop and move on to the next gym, which is an Ice-type gym against our Fire-type Pokemon. Do the math. She has a fucking Lapras?! Like I was saying, Ice-type gym against our Fire-type Pokemon, do the math. Then we get the Water Rotom Bike and continue to Team Yell's hideout, Spikemouth, where after a brief fight with Marnie, we waltz right into a roadblock. For some reason, Team Yell wants us to have more than one Pokemon. Honestly, we would have had this problem eventually anyway, as the next gym after this is Raihan's, who requires a double battle, which is also one that requires us to have a second Pokemon. So it's time to head to the wild area and catch the one and only Pokemon of this run, a Ditto in the Lake of Outrage. I said a Ditto in the Lake of Outrage. I said a Ditto in the Lake of Rage! You see, in the Lake of Outrage area, the only level of Pokemon is above 50, and the last badge we got only allows us to catch Pokemon up to level 45. And without being able to challenge the Dark-type gym, there's no way to get a second starter, as our starter was a male, and breeding with a Pokemon in the same egg group will always result in a copy of the female. So, consider this challenge a failure, as both the Dark and Dragon-type gyms require us to have a second Pokemon, and there's no way to have a second Fire starter, or any starter for that matter. And since I started this video last minute, I'm saying this Dumbass Sidequest is impossible. You cannot beat Pokemon Shield with only the Fire-type starter, or only any starter for that matter. So I guess those videos won't be coming out anytime soon. And with that, it's time for me to head off. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and while you're down there, why not leave a comment with your thoughts? If you want to support me, I have a $1 and $5 tier on Patreon. The $1 tier gets your name at the end of each video, in the corner there, in the Patreon corner. And for $5, you get an avatar displayed on screen at the top, along with me saying your name out loud, like... Or, of course, you can support me for free by subscribing down below. And last but not least, I would like you all to remember to stay awesome.